cosmic inflation astronomers rigidly believe in, but they are nothing but assumptions as they have not been observed/detected, with their instruments/technology, to prove its existence. Despite this, they still believe it to be true to stop the BBT from collapsing onto itself. In the same way, spiritualists thought up an idea of everything is made up of invisible spiritual energy. Scientists have done the same with dark matter/energy and cosmic inflation with no definite proof of its existence, just mere assumptions. What they accuse the other side of doing, they are just as guilty. This double standard/hypocrisy is to be expected, as scientism is just another form of dogmatic religion. What is the simulation theory? Simulation theory is the hypothesis that reality, including the universe and human existence, is an advanced, hyperrealistic, astral AI quantum computer simulation created by a more intelligent civilization. Some form of intelligence must have created it. How would the simulation work? If the simulation theory is true, reality would function as a tiered information system where physical matter is not solid but is instead the output of a high-level computational process. Based on current scientific and philosophical models, here is how such a system would likely operate. 1. The information substrate, it from bit. The most fundamental level of a simulated reality wouldn't be atoms or quarks, but information. Mathematical code. In this view, the laws of physics are actually algorithms or source code. Instead of gravity being a magical force, it would be a set of instructions similar to how a game engine calculates how an object falls. Self-simulation. Some modern theories, like the self-simulation hypothesis (SSH), suggest the universe is a mental self-simulation that actualizes itself into existence through mathematical code. In this model, the computer and the program are made of the same stuff, thought or information. 2. Rendering and efficiency. Just as a video game like Grand Theft Auto doesn't draw the buildings behind you to save processing power, a universal simulation would use optimization tricks. Rendering on demand. The universe might only calculate or render details when an observer is looking at them. The quantum connection. Proponents point to the double-slit experiment in quantum mechanics as a possible rendering feature. Particles seem to act like waves, mathematical probabilities, until they are observed, at which point they collapse into a solid state, much like a game engine only renders a high-res texture when a player enters a room. Infodynamics. A recently proposed second law of information dynamics suggests the universe naturally organizes and compresses information over time to remain tidy and computationally efficient. 3. The pixels of reality. If we are in a computer, space and time must have a minimum resolution. Digital discreteness. In a digital world, you cannot zoom in forever, eventually, you hit pixels. In our universe, we have the Planck length and Planck time, which are the smallest possible units of measurement. Some physicists argue these are the grid points of the simulation's hardware. Finite resources. Any simulation is limited by the power of the host computer. This means there would be a speed limit to information processing, which theorists argue we see in the speed of light. 4. Consciousness, simulated versus VAT. There are two main ways we would fit into the program. Simulated minds. We are pure code. Our consciousness is just a complex algorithm running on the host's hardware. If the program stops, we cease to exist. VAT brains. The matrix model. Our actual consciousness exists in base reality, perhaps as organic brains or advanced AI, and we are merely plugged into the simulation to experience it. 5. Nested simulations, the multi-level theory. A major feature of this theory is the idea of nested hierarchies. If a civilization creates a simulation, the beings inside that simulation will eventually grow smart enough to create their own simulations. This creates a chain of realities. Self-simulation lemma. Mathematical models show it is theoretically possible for a universe to simulate itself, creating a strange loop where there is no clear top or bottom reality. Possible origins of the simulation. The explanations of the origins of the simulation are many, but I would like to focus on one particular origin as I believe that it is the most significant. The Nag Hammadi texts say in the Pleroma, there was only the one, the infinite source of consciousness. But Sophia, the youngest of the divine sparks, felt a pull of curiosity. She wanted to create something of her own without the consent of the One. What she birthed was not divine, it was a mistake. She saw a creature of darkness with the face of a lion and the body of a serpent. Horrified, she cast it out into a pocket of void and high.